Okay, guys, good morning, everyone who they are watching ABCD. Again, it's a series of online sessions that we have been doing, and we are lucky enough that we have been coming up with a different speaker. So it is like a fourth series lecture that we have been doing. Of course, during this pandemic conditions, we found this thing that we still have the opportunities of time. We still have opportunities to use the technologies, and there is a talent available locally and globally, and we can get better use of it. And based on that, we come up with some good ideas and some good topics which can help us, and we can support our business partners and our stakeholders, farmers, because at this stage of time, everyone is rushing towards the food, because feeding the mouth of the people is very important at this stage of time. And the farmers are real soulmates of the country. They are still not keeping themselves in the homes. They are going out and doing things for ourselves so that we can get the food right in time. So we should, first of all, we should thanks to all people who are engaged, or who are directly or indirectly linked with the agri-food business, because keeping our people healthy and providing them food, it is a basic necessity, and we have to work on it. So part of this agri-food supply chain, we have been conducting this series of lectures. We have done in the poultry, we have done on the nutrition side, we have done on the concepts and the prosumer mind at this stage of time, that how this COVID-19 affect the preferences and the behavior of the consumer. So we had these all sessions going on, and today we have picked up the aquaculture, which is a globally a big industry, and of course in Pakistan it has been started, though it is in infancy stage, but it is growing, and there are some good initiatives which have been taken by the government. So when we look at the current stage of time, this industry is in a right start. What I mean here is the season has just started. So what we decided, and we come up with this idea that get it right from the start, because of course first step is always hardest, and to start with the right step, it matters a lot. So uh, uh, with our expert, and with our colleague from Asia Pacific, especially from Malaysia, the Henry Wong, who is a commercial director and dealing with the aquaculture with many year experience. So we got an opportunity to have him on board, so that we can discuss what is happening around the region in the globe, and what are the things that we should do necessarily to get it right from the start. So I think this is an opportunity for you guys. Still we have time. We'll be starting shortly. So I'm taking this time as an advantage to set the stage and welcome all the people who are joining us. So it's interesting to give a brief about that what is going it's all about to be. I'll be having a mix of my conversation in English and Urdu as well, so that the people who are joining us locally, I know they understand English, but for the ease of the people who are watching us on the YouTube, or who are watching us on the Facebook, they can understand what we are doing. So मेरे देखने और सुनने वालों को एक दफा फिर मैं वेलकम करता हूँ। जैसे कि आप तमाम लोगों को मालूम है कि ये सीरीज ऑफ ऑनलाइन सेशंस हमने शुरू किए हैं, क्योंकि इस वक्त हमारे पास टाइम भी मौजूद है, हमारे पास टैलेंट भी है, और हमारे पास जो टेक्नोलॉजी है उसका बेस्ट यूज भी हम कर सकते हैं। और हम सीरीज ऑफ लेक्चर्स में हमने पोल्ट्री के ऊपर, न्यूट्रिशन के ऊपर, मीट कंजप्शन कंजम्पशन के ऊपर, और जो डिफरेंट मिसकॉन्सेप्ट्स थे उनके ऊपर हमने सीरीज ऑफ लेक्चर्स स्टार्ट किए और कंटिन्यूस ये रहेंगे। और आज क्योंकि हमारे लिए बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक है कि एक्वाकल्चर बेसिकली इट्स अ न्यू सेगमेंट स्टार्टेड इन पाकिस्तान, इनिशियल फेज में है। तो आज हम लकी हैं कि हमारे साथ हेनरी वोंग मौजूद हैं, जो कि कमर्शियल डायरेक्टर हैं एशिया पैसिफिक से। तो ही इनका बड़ा वास्ट एक्सपीरियंस है इस एक्वाकल्चर की फील्ड के अंदर। तो हम जब ये टॉपिक डिस्कस कर रहे थे, तो हमने ये डिसाइड किया कि हमें किसी ऐसे टॉपिक के साथ आना चाहिए जो कि रियल टाइम फार्मर की सपोर्ट हो। जैसे कि आप तमाम लोगों को मालूम है कि ये रियल टाइम जो बिजनेस है, इसका ये इनिशियल फेज में ये इसका इस वक्त स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट है, क्योंकि ये सीजनल बेस्ड बिजनेस है पाकिस्तान में। तो ये इस वक्त इसका सीजन स्टार्ट हुआ है। तो बेस्ड ऑन दैट वी कम अप विद द आइडिया, गेट इट राइट फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट, ताकि हम इनिशियली जो हमारे एलिमेंट्स हैं, जिसके अंदर जेनेटिक्स है, हेल्थ है, न्यूट्रिशन है और मैनेजमेंट है, उन तमाम एलिमेंट्स को हम डिस्कस करें। और बेस्ड ऑन दैट वी कैन कम अप विद द आइडिया के वेयर आर द गैप्स। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, देर इज ऑलवेज अ विश लिस्ट एंड देर इज ऑलवेज अ लिस्ट के जहाँ पे हम वी आर डूइंग आवर परफॉर्मेंस। सो based on that we can build up a strategy, a plan, we can build up a connection, that how we can cover that gap and how we can reduce this gap, because ये बड़ा obvious है कि आने वाले time में efficiency जो है it has to be there, क्योंकि efficiency directly proportion to profitability है, और likewise profitability directly proportion to है efficiency. So we need to understand this fact के we need to produce this on an efficient way. We need to produce on a larger scale, and we have to feed our people, and we need to be a source of food supply chain in the segment of this agri-food thing. So guys, again, those who have joined us, I welcome them, and we'll be going to start shortly. 10 a.m. is the time that we're going to start this session. So just to recap some of the house rule before we start the session. Today we have a presentation given by the Henry. So he would be covering the get it right from the start. So as I explained already, so he would be touching the key elements, that how we are going to start the shrimp aqua business, and what are the key parameters that we have to review and keep in under consideration when we are doing this business. So we will allow him to first present, and after his presentation we will take those questions and we will try to answer those questions one by one. So it is humbly requested to all the participants, please keep their mic muted unless they are allowed to ask questions. Once you have a bar on the right side where you can raise your hand and you can ask the question, and then your mic would be open so that we can get this question answered to you. So again, the objective is to share and to learn and to know each other, because right now identifying the right people and getting the right information at right time, it is very important. So we have Henry with us. So even if he can't answers today any of your question which is missed today, we can later on connect you, we can get your query and we can get it sorted out, not only from Henry, but we also have a different colleagues working in different part of the world, so we can connect them. So Henry is a gateway to get the information. He can connect us to the different part of the world. He has a good linkages, he has a good connections around. So any question which you feel is still need more explanation or more detail, we can do that for you guys, and we can later on fetch those information. So we'll be shortly starting this show. We have 6 minutes to go. And as I was explaining, Henry has a vast experience in the aquaculture industry, and he has been working in different part of the world, and he has been traveling around. So he would be giving us a good insight of the business, and I'm sure it's going to be a good learning session, and we will learn from each other. जो लोग मुझे अभी ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं या अभी ऑन द वे हैं, अगेन मैं उनको खुश आमदेद कहता हूँ। जैसे कि आपको मालूम है कि इस एक वबाई अमराज की वजह से हमारी जो नॉर्मल लाइफ है वो कैप्चर्ड हुई है। हम आइसोलेशन में, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग में रह रहे हैं। ऑफ कोर्स हम जैसे लोग या जो बाकी दो लोग जो जिनका काम वन टू वन मूव करना है, उनके लिए क्वाइट डिफिकल्ट है। और इवन बहुत से लोग जो इस वक्त اپنے آپ کو ریسٹرینس کر کے گھروں میں بیٹھے ہیں, ان کے لیے بھی بہت مشکل ہے. تو ان تمام چیزوں کو مد نظر رکھتے ہوئے وی ڈیسائیڈڈ کہ کیوں نہ ہم اپنے ٹائم کو, اپنی ٹیکنالوجی کو اور اپنے ٹیلنٹ کو جو کہ لوکلی اور گلوبلی اویلیبل ہے اس کو یوز کرتے ہوئے ایسے سیریز آف آن لائن سیشنز شروع کریں جس کا جنرل لوگوں کو بھی فائدہ ہو, ہمارے پروفیشنلز کو بھی فائدہ ہو, ہماری کنٹری کو فائدہ ہو, ہمارے اسٹیک ہولڈرز کو فائدہ ہو, ہمارے فارمرز کو فائدہ ہو. تو اسی کنٹینیوٹی میں وی ہیو بین ڈوئنگ اٹ فار لاسٹ 2 weeks ٹائم, اینڈ وی آر ہمیں بڑا اچھا رسپانس مل رہا ہے, لوگوں کی طرف سے بڑے اچھے کوشچنز آ رہے ہیں. کیونکہ ابھی میرے پاس ایک 2 منٹ ابھی رہتے ہیں, ٹیکنگ دیٹ اپرچونٹی یہاں پہ میں آپ کو ایکسپلین کر دوں کہ ہم نے ایک اور چیز بھی یہاں پہ پلان اور ڈیسائیڈ یہ کی ہے کہ ہمارے پاس لوکلی بڑے اچھے لوگ موجود ہیں ان ٹرمز آف گیونگ دی موٹیویشنل ٹاک. تو ہم نے ایک تربیت کے نام سے ایک نشست کا جو ہے نا وہ آغاز کرنے جا رہے ہیں, جو کہ ہر منگل اور ہر ہفتے کو ہوا کرے گی. اور اس کا پرپس کیا ہے کہ بیسیکلی دیکھیں ہم اس وقت عمر کے اس حصے میں کہ جہاں پہ ہم بہت سی چیزیں سیکھ چکے ہیں اور بہت سی چیزیں جو ہیں ان کی اگر ہمیں آگاہی ملتی ہے تو ایٹ لیسٹ ہم اپنی کریکشن یا اپنے آپ کے اندر وہ اڈاپٹ کرنے کی کوشش کرتے ہیں. تو ہم نے سوچا کہ کیوں نہ ہمارے وہ جو لرنر لوگ ہیں, جیسے کہ آپ کو معلوم ہوگا کہ ریسنٹلی ہم نے پیچھے قاسم علی شاہ صاحب کو انوالو کیا, ان کی موٹیویشنل, کیونکہ میں پرسنلی اپنے بتاتا ہوں کہ میں ان سے ان کے جو وے آف جو ٹاکنگ ہے یا ان کے جو سبجیکٹس ہیں یا جو ان کے ٹاپکس ہیں, میں ان سے پرسنلی بڑا امپریسڈ ہوں. تو اسی ماڈل کو بیس کرتے ہوئے ہم نے یہ سوچا کہ ہمارا یہ جو ایگری فوڈ کا جو ایک سیگمنٹ ہے, آف کورس اس کے اندر اگر ہم دیکھیں تو یہ ڈیلی آپریشنس کا کام ہے, اور اس کے اندر کافی مینٹلی آپ کو ٹینشنز بھی ہیں, کیونکہ کچھ چیزیں آپ کے ہاتھ میں اور کچھ چیزیں آپ کے ہاتھ میں نہیں ہیں. تو اس میں اللہ توکل بھی آپ کا بڑا اسٹرانگ ہے, اور پلس آپ کو ذاتی طور پہ آپ کو ریفریشمنٹ چاہیے, ری انرجائز, آپ کو ری انرجیز بوسٹ چاہیے. تو اس کے لیے ہم نے سوچا کہ ہمارے پاس لوکلی بڑے اچھے اسپیکرز موجود ہیں, جس میں پروفیسر ڈاکٹر اطہر محمود صاحب ہیں, کیونکہ ایک تو ان کی اپنی ذاتی انسٹنکٹ ہے کہ وہ he wants to do something at least for youngsters and of course those who are already working in the field. تو ہم ان کو انوالو کریں گے. ساتھ ہی ساتھ ہمارے پاس ڈاکٹر علی حمزہ ہیں. اگین ہی از اے ویری گڈ موٹیویٹڈ گائے, بیکاز اگر ہم ڈیورنگ دس ٹائم یا ڈیورنگ دس نشست کوئی بھی اچھی بات یا کسی بھی ینگسٹر کو موٹیویٹ کر سکتے ہیں یا ہم لوگوں کو اچھی امید دے سکتے ہیں, تو پروبیبلی this is going to be a value added to our profession, to our industry. تو I'm sure this is going to be of interest, جس کے اندر ہم نے different topics رکھے ہیں, اور انشاءاللہ ہم اپنا پہلا نشست کا آغاز ہفتے کے روز سے شروع کریں گے 12 بجے, جو ہے نا یہ ہر ویک میں 2 دفعہ ہوا کرے گا. تو جو لوگ مجھے سن رہے ہیں یا جو لوگ مجھے دیکھیں گے بعد میں ریکارڈنگ میں بھی, تو ان سے گزارش ہے کہ ضرور آئیے گا اور اپنے وہ تمام وہ ٹاپک بتائیے گا, کیونکہ ہر انسان کو موٹیویشن چاہیے, ہر انسان کو اپنی تلاش کے لیے وہ راستے یا وہ طریقے چاہیے, یا اس کو ایسا کوئی مینٹر چاہیے جو اس کو ایٹ لیسٹ ڈائریکشن دیکھ سکے. کیونکہ ایسا نہیں ہے کہ ہمیں چیزوں کا معلوم نہیں ہے, ہمیں تمام چیزوں کا معلوم ہوتا ہے, ہمیں تمام چیزوں کا پتہ ہوتا ہے, صرف اور صرف اس کی جھاڑ پوچھ کرنی ہوتی ہے, تھوڑی سی ڈائریکشن سیدھی کرنی ہوتی ہے, تھوڑے سے وہ پازیٹیو ٹاکس دینی ہوتی ہیں. تو اس سے کیا ہوتا ہے کہ اگر ہم دن میں 1-2 اچھی چیزیں بھی سن لیں اور ان کو ریٹین کر لیں, تو that definitely support us for the whole day, and then it goes to the weeks and it goes to the month, اور پھر سالوں میں چیزیں کنورٹ ہوتی ہیں. کیونکہ اس کرائسس کے ٹائم کے اندر یا نارمل لائف کے اندر بھی ہمیں ایک دوسرے سے بات کرنی چاہیے. تو میں کبھی کبھی یہ کہتا ہوں کہ جو اللہ میاں نے ہمیں دماغ دیا ہے اس کو ہم میکسیمم انگیج کریں, اور اس کا بہتر طریقہ یہ ہے کہ اپنے اوپینینس کو شیئر کریں. آپ ایک دوسرے کے ساتھ اپنے اوپینین شیئر کریں, یا آپ کے پاس پلیٹ فارم ضرور ہونا چاہیے کہ جہاں پہ آپ اسپیک آؤٹ کر سکیں, کیونکہ آپ ایک دوسرے کو بتائیں یا اپنے کولیگس کو بتائیں, اپنے گھر والوں کو بتائیں, اپنے دوست یاروں کو بتائیں کہ یار دس از واٹ آئی ایم تھنکنگ آئی وانٹ ٹو ڈو, اور دس از واٹ آئی ایم انٹو ٹربل, یا میں یہ سوچ رہا ہوں یا میں ایسے کر رہا ہوں. تو اس سے کیا ہوتا ہے کہ ایٹ لیسٹ آپ کو ڈبیٹ کا موقع ملتا ہے, کیونکہ موسٹ آف دا ٹائم ہم اپنی جو سوچنے کی صلاحیت ہے اس کو چیلنج نہیں کرتے. تو اگر ہم اپنی سوچنے کی صلاحیت کو چیلنج کریں گے تو آف کورس انوویشن آئے گی. کیونکہ موسٹ آف دا ٹائم میں نے دیکھا ہے कि जनरली जो मेरी अपनी ज़ाती परसेप्शन है, ये गलत हो सकती है कि हमें बहुत से जो है ना प्रॉब्लम्स का पता होता है कि यार इसका ये प्रॉब्लम है, इसका ये प्रॉब्लम, लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली उस सॉल्यूशंस तक पहुंचते हुए हम जो है ना वो ज़्यादा टाइम ले रहे होते हैं, या हमारा जो थोड़ा बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस है वो शेक हो रहा होता है। तो उसकी बेहतरीन जो तरीकाकार ये है, या जो उसका एक हमने एक प्रोटोकॉल या एसओपी बिल्डअप कर सकते हैं कि अगर कोई भी चीज़, अगर फॉर एग्जांपल मैं कहता हूँ कि ए इशू है, तो मेरे ज़हन के मुताबिक उसका सॉल्यूशन एक्स है, ठीक है? आपके मुताबिक उसका सॉल्यूशन वाई है, या उसका सॉल्यूशन डिफरेंट है। तो वहाँ पे वंस वी स्टार्ट इनटू डिस्कशन एंड वी टॉक पॉजिटिव थिंग्स, सो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे we come up with the best solution to that question. So this is what is very important also. Anyhow, guys, without taking further time, I formally welcome you all on the show. So welcome, Henry Wong. So we are grateful for your time, and we are thankful for giving this valuable time to discuss with this, getting it right from the start. I'm sure this is a very interesting topic, and of course, this is the basic start line for the business. I'm sure you would have a lot to tell us, and we want to learn a lot from you, but because of the time constraint, we cannot do everything. But it is an opportunity that we can later on connect with each other, and we can learn from each other. So guys, those who have joined me, those who are listening me, welcome to Henry Wong, who is a commercial director in aquaculture and working in Asia Pacific. He has a global experience in this industry. Today he's going to share us that how to get it right from the start. So I'm handing over to Henry Wong. Welcome, Henry Wong. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Zazat. Thank you, everyone, for joining us these sessions, and good morning to everyone. Can I have my slide, please?
Where can we get the slides?
Yeah.
Can you please see the slide now?
I see the slide, but could I control now? Yeah, it's okay. I can control. All right. Can you open up into the presentation mode for me? Yeah, I can move my, do you see my cursor moving? Yeah, okay, then, okay. First of all, this is very thankful for you all for joining these sessions, and thank you for the invitations. And I think this is a very interesting topic, whereby it's a lot of things we can learn from here, and it's a big topic as well. And if you go to the aquatic animal nutrition, this is something that raised a lot of interest. However, it's still many things we need to learn. We're still unknown and yet to find out the answers. But no problem. So we can learn together, and I try to gather as many information as possible along the way. If you have questions, you please write down them later. We can try to answer, and I can link you to the respective expert on this area. Okay. Next slide. I cannot control. Next slide, please. I cannot control.
Just, I'm going to give you control.
Yeah.
Now you can have control.
Click to start the mouse. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. All right. Okay, good. Okay, too fast. I need to go up. Okay, so first of all, let's go back to the basic. Okay, let's go back to the basics. Okay, in order to make our aquaculture production successful, we need to remember, okay, there are 4 key elements. First is genetic, nutrition, management, and health. You can't ignore that. every element, every part play is important role. No, you can say as long as I have a good nutrition, I will not care about our genetics. You know, so this is something that we need to bear in mind. All have interactions with each other. Okay, so next we're going to talk when we talk about start. Okay, we need to in aquaculture we talk about the eggs. We talk about the larvae. Okay, where's the eggs and the larvae come from? Actually, it's come from the broodstock. So if you want to get the right start, you must have the good eggs. You must have the good larvae conditions. Okay, where that's why genetic play or broodstock play a very important role in this. Okay, of course, we understand the importance of the genetic selections, you know, family breeding, selective breeding, all kinds of things. But nutrition also can play important influence on the broodstock performance, especially on the egg productions, producing the what we call the more healthy larvae. Okay. Next. Seems like it's not. Next slide. Still, it's not working under my control. Okay, next slide. Okay, so I want to give the examples. Okay, the example of previous slide, please. The example of this tilapia. You know, tilapia is not originally from this part of the world, as Asia or China. So, but no, right now it's being widely cultured. You know, so tilapia broodstock selection breeding play an important role in driving the growth of tilapia culture worldwide. You can see there are many different genetics tilapia species, and they crossbreed. So they choose the genetic or species that is suitable for their own culture environment. Given the example, like in China, they have to under some lower temperature, they have to crossbreed these Niloticus with aureus, so to get the right genetic, the right fly, okay, to be cultured suitably on this China. So this is something that we need to bear in mind. Next is, so you can see with the successful breeding technology, okay, then you can see obviously, now the tilapia industry has grown. Right now, 2019, we are talking 6.5 million tons of tilapia produced globally, okay? So it's a huge advancement. And in this contributed by the successful genetic selective breeding. Next is I want to show a very classic example on the shrimps. Okay, if you look at others livestock animals, you know, chickens started the genetic breeding, all these things very earlier, and some actually started earlier than us. Okay, and about my literature is showing me it's about 1960 they already started doing some family breeding, the genetic, you know, or selections on the salmon. Tilapia come a bit late, but it seems, you know, it has been growing very well in terms of what we call the breakthrough, in terms of the genetic merit in the growth rate. Shrimp even come later than that, you know. So shrimp with the SPF, specific pathogen-free shrimp, and Vietnamese is really, you know, driving the growth of the Vietnamese globally. Now, so we can find almost everywhere you can find this stream can culture in the high salinity and can culture in the low salinity, inland culture, different systems. All is because of we have this genetic breakthrough of selective breeding that contribute to that. You can see, okay, before that, you know, the Vietnamese is not that dominant, but you see Vietnamese because of SPF, because of genetic improvement, because selective breedings, all kinds of work done by our geneticians. So it helps to boost the industry. So in conclusions, if certain species want to grow big, want to grow advanced in certain countries, you make sure you have the selective breeding program in place and continuous invest on the technology. It will help you overall. Next. Next slide. What happened to? Okay, next slide, please. It seems like it's...
वैद आप change कर लेना slide.
Next slide. I try to change next slide, but my can't control here. No, I cannot control.
वैद
Number slide 8. Hello.
Okay, we're going to change it. Just hold on.
Yeah. Yeah. So just come back to my point just now. Yes, genetic is play important role in selective breeding, but okay, so you should understand that this genetic, the nutrition also play important role improving the what we call the broodstock performance. This is the my trial. I've done a commercial trial in one of the leading tilapia hatchery in Southeast Asia. Just recently, I done it, in December 2019. From here, you can see that the eggs productions after feeding aquatic technology has been improved 42%. In fact, after 3 patches trial, and this guy is so surprising. He never experienced so much eggs being produced after utilize this aquatic technology. Okay, so bear in mind, yes, genetic family selections, the genotype is very important, but nutrition-wise do have influence at all on the quality of egg productions. Next slide. Okay, so come back to when the eggs are hatched, they come up the larvae. So when we talk about this live food, talk about compound food, okay, micro diet, all kinds of things. So it all depends on the different species. This example here, you see that the salmons, he has very well developed yolk set that's enable him easily to transit to the formulated diet, micro diet. But most of the marine diet, marine larvae, okay, they are depends on live food. Live food here talking about the plankton, the algae, talking about rotifers, copepod, and prime stream like Artemia. If those who works in hatchery, they know this term very, very well. So in terms of food or feed characteristic is very important because they are very tiny. When they hatch, maybe the mouth is not open yet. We always talk about the mouth openings. So if you want to produce feed, make sure the size is matching the mouth opening. Second, the larvae size and the development. They go through the different development in the gut, in the mouth, in the stomach. So all these things will also influence, okay, their feeding behavior and the acceptance of the feed or live food as well. So if you want to prepare the feed or live food, make sure it can be easily consumed, ingested by the fish. Fish must go and take it. Second, it must be highly digestible, GI tract. Understand that this is something like baby, so they cannot really have a good or the complete digestive enzyme in their gut. So you must make sure that you have a digestible raw material and the nutrients readily to absorb into their gut. Then if the feed has very important role to supply nutrient directly. But what if the feed do not have a good water stability, before you reaching to the shrimp larvae or fish larvae, it already reaching out. So it's the problem if reaching out is not only cause you economic loss. The worst thing is they will pollute the water and also affect your fish feed intake. Okay, so important also we need to make sure the nutrient requirement is properly met. And it's the main thing on the larvae, on this juvenile, we are talking about more on the survival rate. If you're talking about hatchery people, they're always talking about survival rate. They're talking about normal of a less deformity, rather than about the growth, So on the practical side, for the hatchery operators, they are more focusing on the health, okay, and they can improve the stress resistance against certain parameter. Next slide, please. So you have to, first I talk about this digestive system. So they have a different species has given a different kind of attention. Like precocia species, okay? This kind of precocia species, they have more advanced digestive tract. It's presence before the change of from endogenous, let's say that depends on the egg yolk, and to exogenous. This kind of species is easily to adopt, okay, to this compound feeding, artificial feeding, okay. But Atrica species is the mostly referred to marine type of species. Their digestive system are normally underdeveloped, and they need to go a significant changes. And this kind of species like sea bass, all these things, they will take longer time to develop. That's why normally this kind of species, they want the live food. If you don't provide the live food, they cannot survive. Okay, and gastric species is a carbs, So next slide. This is a very key point we need to understand. So actually, most of the hatcheries operator, they focus on the something like marine species because they are really the digestive system is underdeveloped. So aquaculture, I always tell people, is a complex science. We have to cover so many species. You look here, we have to cover about 200 over species, 35 species of this one. Relatively compared to the agriculture, whether it's crop planting, whether it's the livestock, I think we have more things to learn. We have many species to discover and to understand the requirements as well. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, so it's key important thing that animal need to start with the young. Okay, so one key things here, we need to understand the concept. Can you go back to the slide of the previous slide, please? Okay, so remember we need to start with the young. So animal will never get over a good or bad start. So remember, if you give your animal a good start, it will have a good carryover effect on the grower stage. Okay, don't undermine the importance of the good start. But if you neglect the importance of the early stage, okay, don't think you have a chance to compensate those during your grower stage. No, they will not get over the back start. So remember, it's critical. You need to invest and you need to do it well and good in the good start. Next slide, please. Okay, remember, actually, the animal has a lot of potential to grow to the genetic potential. However, if we don't do it well, don't do it well in the early stages, you can see that the animal lost the opportunity to perform up to their genetic potential. So there's a key important thing that you try to close the gap. How you close it, must start it well. Next slide. So the key to start it right is to overcome the gap is to start right and start it now. Okay, it's just like a race. If you start earlier, then they will give you a better chance to win. Next. So when you talk about understand the digestive development, you need to understand, okay, this fish, this shrimp larvae, they require the digestive enzymes, okay, in their gut or in the digestive system for them to digest. That's why the scientists who study the early nutrition, they really look high on the study the digestive enzyme in different stages. This is day after hatching. You see, not all the enzymes, okay, they developed, okay, developed after the mouth opening. Some are developed later. So with that understanding in mind, you need to build a right nutrient from the beginning. If not, you will make your fish and shrimp suffer. Next slide. Okay, this is an example of a cups. You know, this is an example of cup. You can see that yeah, that is quite lucky on the trypsins. The activity start to rise. Okay, after maybe early of things. Okay, then they start to develop certain the amino peptidase activity start to increase. So you will see that the fish has the timing. You know? So this is very important for us to understand the digestive system. The other chart here, I want to show you, this is on marine from different species. And obviously, you can see that people study about the mouth opening, okay, yolk sac reductions, and the full stomach development. Okay, so this is something that hints for us that every species have their different timing. So when you prepare the diet, you have to really have to understand where are they, so you can really do a good formulating a good diet for them, you know, and know when to switch to the live food and when to switch to the weaning diet. Next slide. Okay, so the Nutrigenomics study. Is it new to aquatic animals? Aquatic animals, if you look at many journals, now people start to use nutrigenomics to study, and they found that there is a strong relationship with what are the diet you put in and to activate or switch on certain gene potential. That's why don't undermine the science and technology will bring to the advancements of our fish feeding program. So people start to understand if I put in certain what we call that nutrients or functional nutrients, they switch on certain metabolic genes. Okay, so it helps in improve performance in terms of fertility, performance, health. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is I just show you a chart, a table of the different animals, which is already have quite a lot of study on the fly, all these things. The main thing I want to show you here is that you can see the fly the requirements, the nutrition requirements. In the general rule, all these fry what we call that the requirements is generally higher than all the life stages. So you need to take care of it. And the main thing, if you study the early nutrition, people always focus essential fatty acids, which is HUFA, highly unsaturated fatty acid. And you're talking about EPA, DHA is very, very important. Okay, you need to have this DHA, EPA, essential fatty acid in those diet. And not only about this DHA, EPA, we are the volume, what called the percentage. We also talk about ratio. If you don't provide in the right ratio, you also will cause some negative effect on the performance of fly. And also, we also focus on the lipids, you know, with total phospholipids, all kinds of things. Of course, protein is very, very important. Just to give you the ideas that this is somehow important for us to look at there is there's a variations in terms of the essential fatty acid requirement different from marine and the tilapia. You look at here, like tilapia essential fatty acids is more than omega-6. Okay, it's not omega-3. So all the marine streams, they will look for the EPA, DHA, or omega-3. Okay, so next slide, please. So here I want to show you the example. Just as I mentioned, the essential fatty acid is very important if you to give it the right ratio. Okay, the optimum ratio based on different species already been calculated based on the scientists. So they calculate between 1.5 to 3.9, and the optimum will be something like 2 to 1. Okay, so if you think that you want to provide more, okay, super optimum level, you will encounter many problems. You will see the what we call that this survival will be affected, and some morphology changes, some deformities you will see. Okay, so next slide. So if you go wrong in this one, this is also another example. If you don't provide not only essential fatty acids, about mineral, about this vitamins as well. Okay, if you don't provide in the enough what we call the requirements, okay, you will see many deformities. We are talking deformity in the bone, the deformity in the color. You can see the deformities on the operculums. All this was showing that you are actually showing some weakness in your diet. Okay. Next slide. That's why in the hatchery operations, people always calculate the deformities. Okay, they try to reduce it. Okay, so this is an example. As I mentioned, a lot of the marine larvae, they can't feed directly all the specialized micro diet, even though they are so nutritionist, but okay, because of maybe the digestive enzyme is not developed yet. So live food feeding is still important. So from here, this is just one example. Different animals have different requirements. So algae, rotifer, after that with artemia feeding. Then before they move to the dry feed, they already have we call core feeding program. You cannot switch away from artemia straight away to dry food. You have to really mix it for a while, let them to adapt it. Okay, so I think this is something very critical, important. Okay, according to one the research proved that if you can advance the weaning diet from artemia to dry feed, okay, 15 days earlier, you're going to save you 18% of the artemia. So there's a lot of high cost. So I think that's why this is only referred to European sea bass. They have published a paper that's why people are very keen, okay, to talk about weaning. If you can wean successfully without creating a negative impact to the larvae, okay, you are weaning on saving all this artemia. Okay, another point I want to make here is the rotifer artemia. Do you think is really good for nutrition wise? No. Answer is no. Okay. There are still lack of certain essential fatty acids. Okay. There are still lack of certain minerals, all these things. That's why the dry feed can compensate it. Why then? In this case, why they can take it? Okay. Rotifer, artemia, the live food, they are moving. Okay. And larvae, they like to what we call that, catch it. They have certain many factors. So later we will touch on it. How to improving the rotifer and artemia nutrition quality. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay. So just I mentioned that regardless whether it's live food, okay, or the compound feed micro diet, okay, there are many factors affecting whether the stream can take it or whether the fish can take it or not. There's chemical factors. This is very important. Attractants. We talk about free fatty acid, ammonia. We also visual. Okay, the color, the shape. and also the ingestions, whether they like it to ingest or not. And also for the fish itself, the larvae itself, the digestive system enzyme, whether it's ready to take this food or not, all have direct impact affecting the food particle utilization. So it's not a simple size. There's many factors we need to consider. Next slide. Okay, so let's start talk about live food. So in order to transit to the what we call the micro diet, the early nutrition diet, there are many technology in the feed technology. Extruder is somehow is using it very successfully, but extruder, if normal extrusions will easily destroy the vitamin, destroy under the very high temperature. Okay, even though some of technology able to protect and encapsulate certain things, but right now with the improvement, advancement of the processing technology, we have come up many technologies, such as we have right now MPD, microbiome diet. Okay, we have micro encapsulated diet, micro coated diet, micro exclusion monomerizations diet. So all these are all classified under micro diet, but processed by different technology. I won't go detail. Those who are interested, I can send you this definition on that. Okay, so there's advantages and disadvantages by all this type of what we call that, this kind of balloting feature. Okay, so you must provide a specific nutrition requirements according to the requirements. And also some of the countries, they are very strict, because this micro diet normally is very expensive. They need to really transparent in the ingredients. They need to make sure it's safe, and they have to declare many things, disclose many in the labeling. And also under micro diet, we are talking very small, tiny micrometer, this kind of diet. You have to feed them, make sure all the micro ingredients and components are being mixed evenly. Okay, and also that the aim of providing this micro diet is to promoting the health and performance. Remember, it's very important. If you don't do it well in this micro diet, it will not only causing your money loss, but it will cause you impact on the pollution, especially on the nitrogens. Okay, then you get a high ammonia. It will indirectly impact your fish feeding appetite. So the challenges to produce this kind of feed, first, people asking what to do. You have to have the equipment. This equipment is not cheap and expensive. Okay, and you have to come to make sure the ingredients are finely grind. Okay, we're talking micron and above. It's finely grind. If you don't have a fine grind ingredients, you can't make this micro diet. Okay, the uniformity also another important point here. Okay, uniformity, and make sure every single tiny pellet, they have a uniformity of delivering the nutrition to the fish on sale. And also one thing is water stability. We don't want the feed go inside and disperse very fast, dissolve very fast. They will not only waste of money, but actually killing your fish as well. Okay, next slide. Next slide. Okay, so just now I'm talking about MED, MPD, different micro diet. Where are these coming from? All this coming from a different type of machinery. Okay, I just take one example like MEM. Right now, a lot of people promoting MEM. Okay, saying that this is the best one. Actually, this is very expensive of the equipment, because they are actually following the pharmaceutical. Okay, it's co-exclusions, memory memorization is what call it different technology. So this is all the technology. I think everything comes with good and bad. I'm not saying advantage and disadvantage. This is all related to the manufacturer. If you want to start a micro diet, become a producer, you need to consider whether you want to use pellet or crumble exclusion or this another technique, this is for you. But for us, for farmers, okay, for nutritionists, we are more concerning what I call the whether it's reaching or not, the water stability and mixing homogeneity, all kinds of things. Okay, next slide. Okay, so another here, just as I mentioned, because this is micro diet, normally it's very expensive, but it's worth for investment. I want to show you the label here, just to demonstrate, let you know that how small is the particle. We are talking about 75 to 150 micrometer. Okay, we are talking about 150 to 250 micrometer. They are so small and tiny. You can see that. And other things that some up go 250, 360. Okay, so you can see that. And normally they are very high in protein. Okay, some are high in fat as well. And you see they even need to disclose all their ingredient compositions. Now fish meal, and krill meal, all this stuff they need to disclose. So they make it more digestible. Okay, next slide. Okay, so and you have a good product, you have a good nutrients supplies, but the feeding method is also very important. Right now, still many people in Asia, still a lot of them, okay, are using manual feeding, hand feeding, okay, hand feeding. But a lot of Europeans, the salmon, all these things, they are already moving to the what we call the auto feeding. Auto feeding, of course, they require some investment, okay, but it really it helps them to really disperse the feed according to their requirements. How can the human beings do this work? If you ask you every 2 hours, every 3 hours, you have to feeding slowly, one at a time, it's difficult. But for this automatic feeding machine, they can do the job. So that's why there's a trend moving to the auto feedings in this hatchery feeding. Next slide. Okay, so just like I mentioned that no doubt we cannot run away for live food like rotifer, artemia, for shrimp, for this marine larvae, all the marine fish. So, but just like I also mentioned that their actually nutrition profile is not really meeting the requirement for the fish larvae and the shrimp. So how could we help them? So we require nutrients enrichment. Okay, so all they actually have this kind of technology, they can really enriching your live food to a level that meeting the fish larvae requirements. Next slide. So right now I want to show you nutrition strategies in enriching your live food. Here we are talking about rotifer, talking about artemia, okay? Monooligosaccharides like biomass and minerals and selenium is those things that we are seeing in practically being applied in enriching all the rotifer and also this artemia. So if you do this, you will see you are giving the benefit to your larvae. Okay, so you will help your larvae grow better in terms of health, in terms of the what we call the performance. Let me show you the real example. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, you can see here. Okay, this is an example of a white sea bream. Okay, white sea bream also in the early feeding they can only take the artemia. So in this experiment, this published experiments, okay, Dr. Daniels has able to enrich the artemia with our biomass. Okay, and you can see after the larvae fed with the enriched biomass artemia, what you can see very obviously, they have more uniform microvilli in the gut of the sea bream. And the improved development of the length improved, and the gut health improved. The microvilli more uniform, and also the overall, the larvae quality, the better resistance to the salinity stress test is improving. Okay, and one thing is you see here, after feeding with this biomass, enriching biomass in the enriching artemia with biomass, you can see we're able to improve the water quality. Now that the Vibrio count, Vibrio is some pathogens that we don't prefer in the aquatic environment, and biomass helped in this area. Next. Next slide. Okay, another, this is very, I like this, what we call that, research very well. People's questioning, how do you ensure that your biomass is being fed to the larvae? Do you have some methodology? This researcher, Dr. Daniel, has done it before using enriching the artemia with biomass, and he make it fluorescence. Okay, so that he can trace it to check whether the biomass is being updated into the live food or not. This is live food is artemia. You can see that here. Okay, so we can trace it using the fluorescence light. They can see that trace that it's really absorbed into the live food. In this case, it's artemia. Then later, if you go into artemia, doesn't mean that I just really go inside the larvae after larvae take the artemia. Yes. From here, we can see that all the darker colored sections here, where I show the cursor here, you can see there is all in the gut area is a label of is showing the biomass has been enriching in here. So after that, most important, people ask, then what for? Then what's next? We need to check the gut morphology. So the gut morphology showing that this lobster larvae, after taking the biomass enriched artemia, they have a better villi structure. Okay, and they have a villi length have been increased in terms of length, in terms of density. Okay, so they will reflect in the performance wise. Okay, here actually they improve performance. Due to time constraints, I don't share the performance, but it's really obviously improve performance compared to control. Next slide. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide.
Beth, next slide, please.
It's compound starters is on.
So I will say that this again proves that the biomass actually being absorbed, being ingested by the live feed and goes all the way to the larvae. This is what we want. Okay, a lot of people questioning, doubt about whether can we do that or not. This again proves that it's working. Okay, next is about this rotifer as well. Okay, so as I tell you, rotifer is many people use it to feed to their larvae. However, rotifer have what we call the requirement of mineral is less than the coffee pot. My previous slide, please. The previous slide. I haven't finished. Can you go back to one slide before? Hello, can you go back to one slide before?
Ubaid, please back slide पे जाएं. Ubaid, mic खोल के response करें. What is the problem?
If you can give me the control, the previous slide, please. One slide before. No,
I have given you control, please.
Okay, I want to go back one more slide before. One slide, but it seems like I can't control from here. I will need to
Ubaid, आप
control
एक
the
slide पीछे कर दें, please.
Which slide, sir?
the slide talking about rotifer enrichment by the minerals. I think it's one slide before this one.
Please accept.
Okay, I can remember the slide, no problem, but I'm sorry to this one. So it's a rotifer, just I mentioned that it do not have enough, we call it enough what I call mineral content. So the scientists try to find out, is there a way to enrich their mineral content in the rotifer? Okay, in the rotifer. Hello? Hello? I didn't see my slide. Hello? The slide is just I mentioned, when the slide can come back. I mentioned that the mineral content in the rotifer is not enough to support, not meeting the requirements. So scientists are thinking the way to enriching it with minerals, and they found that by enriching the rotifer with our organic minerals, it works very well. And they try to do it in the inorganic mineral, it doesn't work. So it proved that organic mineral is very successfully can be enriching the rotifer in this case. Okay, next slide is about the seleniums. We're also using the seleniums to enriching in the rotifer. As you know that if the live food have been enriching with all these seleniums, it can build up the immune systems. Okay. Can I have my slide?
Ubaid, can you get the slide bags, please?
नहीं है मेरे हम तो पहले ही लाते हैं
अच्छा मुंडे ने सुनाओ ये हो गया सर कल काम से
हाँ जी कल हो
I cover this. Next slide.
बल्कि मैं नु कहा सी कि यार तू ना तसल्ली कर ले अपनी नहीं रोड टेस्ट भी कराया सी देखो यानी कि
Next slide.
सड़क ते मैं कहा यार ना एक दफा तुसी चक्कर लवा गए चक्कर लवा
Just request है जी.
Hello. Okay, can you go to next slide? I cover this one. So here we show the biomer enrichment. I cover this one. Just now showing the in the court. Okay, so the enriching. Okay, this one I cover as well. Okay, so the mineral. This is a published paper. It's very interesting. Okay, and now come back after the enriching. Now stay in this slide first. After enriching all the live food, we're talking how about the compound feed. No, can we do the same? Exactly same. No, we can do this, but we can do it more better. Okay, first, now when come to juvenile stage, you need to think of the immune system. Okay, the juvenile need to go to a big pond, maybe go to the big sea. They need to build the immune system. So nucleotide is proven is working very well, and trace mineral is working very well. And make sure also they have the gut integrity. No, they may have a good gut protections during the hatchery, but when to go to the open seas environment, bigger ponds, there are many pathogens have opportunity to go inside. So by including this kind of prebiotic monouricosaccharide moss into a starter diet, help your juveniles feed fish or this stream to have a better gut. And also remember, okay, we are like exactly like tilapia, like carp. We use a lot of the this plant-based protein, plant-based feed stuff. okay, they have a lot of anti-nutrient factor, okay, which can digest by the juvenile. So by using the enzyme and complex, it helps them to digest well and reduce the anti-nutrient factor. Okay, next slide. I give you some example, exactly a good example to show it, showcase. Okay, here is talking about the salmon, aquatic salmon. It's a very in the fly stage. Okay, we just put in the new pro. Okay, in the new pro. So in the fly feed, and you can see the very significant improvement in terms of the growth, in terms of their FCR. So it's significant improvement by incorporating our nucleotide into the fly feed for the Atlantic salmon. Next. Next is the organic mineral. This is also very juvenile fly stage. You can see that most of people use inorganic minerals, but here we're doing the research using a lower mineral level, about 50% of the inorganic mineral level. You can see we can also deliver a better weight gain and good FCR. So it means that it's a better helping the fish to get it. So using 100% inorganic, now it has less performance improvement compared to using 50% of the level of organic minerals. Next slide. And same things are going here. Moss feeding in the feed, if you including the moss, it will help the shrimp vename to have the best, again, double of the what we call the villi length. Okay, next slide. With that, it will translate. If you have better villi length, it will translate into your performance. So your specific growth rate, your FCR will be significantly improved with the inclusion of moss in the diet. Next slide. And also, if we challenge with ammonia toxicity, very high ammonia, okay, about 4 ppm, you can see that the moss itself, in the same doses, able to give a significant survival rate, okay, for the shrimp under the stress test. Okay, next slide. So another thing is for marine diet, normally we have a lot of fish meal, but for these carps of tilapia, a lot of them still prefer to use of the plant-based feed stuff, which have a lot of this what I call the anti-nutrient factor. Some of the nutrient is not being released. Okay, so using the enzyme or phytase or the NSP enzymes, okay, and also protease really helps to release all kinds of the nutrients available. Let me show you one example. Next slide. Okay, this is the example of a tilapia fingerlings. Okay, so this diet is 100% no fish meal, zero fish meal diet, but including all the enzyme SSF is our enzyme complex, which consists of NSP enzyme, consists of phytase plus a protease. You can see a significant improvement in terms of weight gain, significant improvement in terms of FCR. Okay, so here it's saying 66% improvement in weight gain. Next slide, and 40% improve in FCR. Next slide. Same thing go to selenium. I don't want to go to detail, but excessive too high selenium will also toxic. But if you don't produce enough, you also having some effect on the health status. And I like to come across next slide. Just want to show you very significant on the shrimp disease. Always we have virus coming one another. Okay, so we found that these shrimps, after feeding with organic seleniums, it has survived under injections of the Taura syndrome virus. Okay, so you help them to give a significant improvement in terms of survival rate. Okay, next slide. Same thing. Next slide. Next is a white spot as well. We've done it in Vietnam. You see that now those shrimps, they're fed with selenium. After even challenge with the white spot, they can still survive. Okay, like for the example here, 10 days. Now the control all died. But for our selenium enriched this diet fed with the shrimp, it has still have 60% after 10 days. Next slide. So the key success, okay, is here. First, you need to have selections, okay? The genetic selections, breeding is very important, And second, there are many types of fish species. Normally, people will concentrate on the high value like marine and crustaceans, shrimp, and also lobster. If you don't do the right things, you will see a lot of abnormalities, deformities, and choosing a right ingredient is very important. Very important. Especially it's more digestible and also have some properties of attractants. Technology, okay, you have to utilize the technology to deliver the right nutrients to the fish or shrimp. And using extrusion technology also very important because it's really help to feed the raw material to be what I call that cooked well, and also that produce at the right size. Next. Also, I think R is record. You need to continue monitor, checking, evaluate, and change. Next. So this come to this one starter. Okay. So remember all these are key factor. This is something very important for us to remember. Okay. Next slide. So people say, oh, this is for nutrition, is it for feed company? I'm just a fish farmer. What can advice if you want to do a good start? My advice to you, if you are a fish farmer or you are the shrimp farmer, this is my advice and help you. First, don't go for the price. Go for the quality of the seed supply. Okay. I see a lot of people making a lot of mistakes just to buy cheap, what I call the fly. Okay, fingerlings, it won't worth it, So, and of course, people say, I save money in the beginning. You will lose more in the end. Why? Because those poor quality fingerlings, they will not grow up to their performance standards. So they're taking feed, and then you are going to see the high FCR. Some in the halfway, they're able to encounter disease, and they have very high mortality. You spend all the money in the feed, and it die halfway. You can't harvest. So don't go for shortcut. You choose a reputable seed supply. Okay. Second is you need to go for, if you can. Okay. I will show you example. You do the nursery. Okay. I can see the marine fish farmers. Okay. Usually they are nursed to the certain stage, like 50 grams. Only they put in the pond. Only they put in the big sea cages. But for a lot of carps, for a lot of what we call tilapia, they don't do the nursery. Okay, so if you have proper nursery periods, you can really monitor very well. Okay, next is the best management practice. Cannot regret this. Acclimatize is important. I see some mistakes and the farmers making some mistake. They're so rushing. They into their own convenience, not the fish convenient. The timing is wrong. Too long distance for the transporting from the hatchery to the ponds, and they don't get enough time to let the fish to acclimatize into the pond water. Next is the water quality is very important. Remember, another fifth point is use quality feed. Okay, quality seed and quality feed is something worth to invest. Okay, people say, oh, expensive, but if you calculate the economic model, the starter feed only accounted for very less percentage of your feed fish consumptions, and it will give you a significant improvement. Okay, if you do it right. So don't go for cheap feed, but go for the quality feed. Okay, and you must do a proper feeding. Okay, generally rules of thumb is that for the early stages, small fish, you need to feed more frequent, but in small amount. Okay, small amount. Okay, rather than I see many times is into our convenience, into worker convenience, we feed one time, everything just pour inside without monitoring. So that is wrong, you know. Proper feeding program is to help us to deliver the right nutrients. And people say, doesn't matter, you know, I'm using the floating fish or using what. However, uneaten feed will become a toxic into the water when they dissolve. They will become higher ammonia in the water, causing your fish. You're killing your fish. Okay, if there's a high ammonia. And remember, when they are small, you need to check regularly. Okay, check regularly. Observe, is there any high mortality? This is some advice for the farmers. Next. So give you an example like Thailand, this is what being practiced. Every farmers right now, shrimp farmer, I'm talking shrimp farmer, they know how to select the good qualities. They're being educated very, very well. If you don't know how this program, you need to learn. Okay, I think this is something that we need to help the farmers to understand. You need to buy good quality PLs. They go through, they check the length of the rostrum, they check they go for this microbe, they go for certification, they go for stress test, salinity stress test, all kinds of things. Okay, next. This is a criteria. I don't go detail, but I can show you this is criteria. And I tell you, I interview many farmers. Most of them, they understand. They already, I think this is a very successful example that shrimp farmers, they already really look at the PL quality, post-larval quality. I think you need to be really have this kind of mindset in the fish farmer as well. Next slide. And also, fish, the shrimp, previously, people after hatchery, they were straight away put in the grow-up pond. The pond can be 2 hectares, 1 hectare, you know. So when there is a disease occur, they start to realize that that's not a good practice. Okay, so they found that then many farmers, they switch to from hatchery, they have a nursery phase, they want to grow up. That's when they start to find out there's early mortality syndrome. Okay, acute hepatopancreas necrosis disease happen. Teach them to understand that if you don't do well in the nursery, okay, you just put in a grow-up pond, you will lost in the end. So they become very norms for the shrimp farmer to go from hatchery to nursery to grow up. Okay, but not in the mostly the cups. But so that's why I say it's possible, go nursery phase. It's the one for you to monitor, and then if the fish is healthy, you can go on release to the, and you can do some grading as well. Okay, next. Follow management practice. Okay, so when you're stocking, do not go into the middle of the sun. Okay, go for the early of the day. Okay, and let the water settle down, acclimatize. Okay, then with the pond water, take care of the water quality. Next slide. Okay, another thing is a parasite. I want to mention here, parasite is so critical, important. Okay, don't always think that, don't worry, fish will find its way to eat. Now, fish sometimes if you don't give the right sign for the feed, they won't eat. And the uneaten feed will become a toxic when they're not being utilized, and they will become a toxic in the water. So the mouth opening and the parasite is very important. I saw some of the people, they too early giving the grower feed because they want to save the cost. Okay, they don't really understand the what we call the mouth opening of the tilapia. So this is another classic example. Okay, next. So come back to my conclusion is you need to start with young. Animal will never get over a good or bad start. Okay, next slide. So for this, for those who are really interested in study from hatchery, all these things, this is the website I highly recommend. It's all only focused on the hatchery feed and also management in the hatcheries. Okay, all the larvae stages, Ruina stages. You can go to this website, and this is their publication and hatchery feed. I mentioned a lot of good stuff here. Okay, you can learn a lot. You know? Next. And also, we like to encourage you. Okay, I think Dr. Zodun, our team, we're going to invite you to join our virtual experience, all that one experience. I think this is very important for us to update us the latest technology, the new ideas, and we also have aquaculture in this session. Let me show you. These aquaculture sessions. Okay, this year we're going to have 5 speakers. Next, the topic will be talking about nutritional modeling. We have invited Professor Dominic from the University of Gulf to come and talk about these topics. It's very important, you know, the nutrition modeling about it's very good for nutritionists and the farmer to understand. Okay, then we have the minerals, we have sustainability, and we optimize the gut health. All these things is, I think, it's quite relevant to our industry. Next. So I know under COVID-19, under this pandemic, everybody feel that we are being stuck up. We are being what we call that challenges. But we want to take this opportunity as an Alltech aquaculture team to thank all the farmers on the front line. They continue to work and provide us the aquatic animals protein. Let me review the video together. The video, go ahead. Can you hear the voice? Go for the video, please. Video, please. Never mind. I think due to internet connections, the video may not able to see well.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. But I think with that, I end my presentations. I thank you for your time. So hopefully it give you some overall big picture. What should we focus if you want to have a right start? Remember, your animal will not get over to a good or bad start. So give the best to your early stage of the even is larvae or juvenile. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Henry Wong. I really appreciate your time, and I really appreciate the amount of information and knowledge that you have shared with us. And we are grateful, and we will definitely be in touch with you for getting these informations further from you. So we have a lot of people who has been joining us through this meeting, and we have also people who are watching us through YouTube channel, and we would have a recording of this show as well, and we can pass on further. So we have a good senior people right now, which is those who are involved with us. So I request Ubaid, if you can open the mic of Dr. Attar Saab.
आपका mic open है.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jadun, and very nice presentation of Wong, very informative, and really you can say we can follow the instructions that he have mentioned here. So I have one question regarding that is the visual quality of the feed, that is the color of feed. So I want to know how color of feed affect the performance of aquaculture, and also he has mentioned the taste. So which specific raw material is you can avoid that is affecting the taste of the feed with specific intake of the aquaculture.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you talking about what specifically the plant-based material will affect the
Yeah, secondly,
aquatic animals?
how color affect?
Yeah. Generally, okay. Generally, there are many of them. Okay, most of them, they have anti-nutrient factor. Even though the most common one we use is the what we call the soybean meal. We thought is the best. And even though under all the categories, soybean meal is the best. Okay, but still they have still anti-nutrient factor, which is they have a phytate. This phytate will directly interact with those minerals. Okay, they will affect the absorption of certain mineral, which is very important, like this what we call the zinc. That's why in this study that even though we consider the best plant-based protein for the fish like soybean meal use, we also see that there is some negative impact as well. So of course there's others like rapeseed meal, okay, rapeseed meal, and others meal as well. Those are these are high, not really digestible well by all the fish gut and diet, so and fish gut. So I would think that it's best to use what we call enzyme, to help to break down some these factor. Actually, I'm not saying they are bad, but because one thing is certain nutrients not being released very well, and like phytic is really affecting those things, So these are the things we should bear in mind. And what can we help? What can we help? Okay, of course, people say, can we use the exclusion technology? Yes, it helps. Some of this exclusion technology help the some of the material being more digestible. But the phytate, all kind of things you cannot do it. So you have to use some enzyme to help them. Actually, by using this, you can have more phosphorus release. You can do some reformulations, and you can use less about DCP in your diet. So actually, for this like carb diet, for this fish, tilapia fish feed diet, which is really plant-based material, I really encouraging to think of using the enzyme. This is a future. Okay, this is a future.
Okay, we have Dr. Munawar as well from Aquafeed. Dr. Munawar, का mic को web खोलिएगा please.
सर आपका माइक ओपन है.
Thank you for the good presentation. I have two questions. One is the enzymes really work as these enzymes work in poultry or the other animals? As you mentioned earlier, that enzymes can be used. Is they respond as equal as in the other animals in aqua? And secondly, what about the digestibilities of the raw materials in fish? Because there is a lot of variation regarding the digestibilities, and especially for the energy value. Which energy value we have to use? Digestible energy? Is there any other metabolizable energy? What kind of what type of energy we have to use for the aqua, and which is the accurate value for different type of fishes?
Yeah. Okay. So thank you for your questions. I think you're right that you are asking about whether it's similar effect using this kind of enzyme in the poultry or this one. Okay, to me, enzyme is still enzyme. The enzyme release the phytates from the poultry diet still can work in the aquatic phytate. They're still the same. Okay, so that and our enzyme complex is consist of NSP. Those enzyme is very specific. They can open up all this kind of what I call plant-based diet. Plant-based diet, all kind of lock nutrients. So we talking about digestibility study. We have that. We have a lot of research on our tilapia. Okay, on the different ingredient digestibility study by using our enzyme complex. So you're interested, I can forward to the Pakistan team, and they can forward those research to you, and you have a look at how they conduct the research on the digestive study. We are seeing that people using the pure Canadian pure diet, protein diet, which is very high pure, but they also have very high this some kind of fiber as well. So they use this kind of enzyme complex to break down, okay, and it can be incorporated into aquafeed. So I won't go very detailed on the each trial setup, all these things, but we do have the papers, okay? We can send you the papers later and you can review it accordingly. Thinking about this, I reviewed the papers, most of them, they formulate at the ME, okay, metabolic energy. And our Alltech Coppens, our own company, feed company, now we are moving to next is the net energy formulation, which is very difficult for aquatic animals. I think we are the first one to do it globally. You have to really understand different animal, different species have a different requirement on the net energy utilization of certain ingredients. So we have done it to migrate our system to that. But most of this aquafeed companies, they don't go to that yet. But I think we're going to we need to do one step by one step. Okay, if you haven't using enzyme yet, you better start to look at enzyme. But you're already using enzyme to have a better digestibility, then you're thinking to look at more precise aqua formulation. We can look for energy, but really you have a lot of ground we need to do. You have to gather valid data, only you can incorporate net energy formulation system into aquatic animals. That one also is quite a future, there's a direction we are heading to. Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, we have Ahmed Usman with us. Ubaid, Ahmed Usman ka mic open kariye.
Sorry.
We have another participant, Ahmed Usman. Ubaid.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
सर आपका माइक ओपन है.
Hello to everyone, and thank you so much for such a nice presentation. Once again, my question is regarding amino acids. What is the what should we consider as a meal or anything? I mean, just give me some details of amino acids.
I just give you some broad things. You know, I don't list out every species requirements. You know, so I'll just tell you that top 10 essential amino acid is important. Is normally is required, but there are a few things is for marine fish, marine larvae. Okay, marine fish, they require supplemented with taurine. We see a tremendous improvement the taurine. Okay, and also the some of them they supplemented with these chrysins as attractants. Okay, so these are the few things that you can look at it. Actually, they have more research on already established a gold standard for all the marine larvae. You need to put taurine, even though that's not under essential amino acid profile. They already agreed to put in taurine, but not for fresh water. Okay.
Okay, we have Hanif Nazir Saab. Ubaid, Hanif Nazir Saab ka mic open करेगा if he wants to have a question.
सर आपका माइक ओपन है.
Actually, I was just a learner in this because aqua is not my field, so I was just a learner. So I think I understood so many things which I was not knowing before. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone has a further question, please? So anyone in the group? अतर साहब होंगे या अपना मुनव्वर साहब, सर आपका कोई क्वेश्चन? अहमद उस्मान भाई आपका क्वेश्चन कोई और? इजाज आपका कोई क्वेश्चन है, डॉक्टर इजाज?
It's fine for me.
Okay, guys, it's time to say thank you to Henry and thank you to everyone who has been part of this session. So we'll keep continuing and we'll be in touch and we'll be coming back with the new ideas, with the new presenters and with the new topics. So I think this is an opportunity to use the time, technology and talent around. So thank you very much once again for joining us and keep watching us and we'll be coming up with the more interesting things in the coming time. Thank you very much. Thanks, Henry. Take care. Stay here at home. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye.